आपका फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है कि व्हाट वाज योर रोल एंड रैंक ड्यूरिंग 1971 वॉर ऑन बोर्ड पीएनएस हांगो। इसका जवाब यह है कि हांगोर एक फ्रेंच सबमरीन थी और ये 1 दिसंबर 1969 को कमीशन हुई थी फ्रांस में। मैं इसका पहला कमांडिंग ऑफिसर था और क्योंकि उस वक्त सुएज कैनाल बंद थी तो हम राउंड द केप साउथ अफ्रीका में 3 महीने लगे। वहां से आते हुए हम मेडिटेरेनियन से जिब्राल्टर से बाहर निकले, फिर अफ्रीका राउंड करके वापस आए 3 मंथ्स। तो ये तकरीबन 70 में हम वापस आ गए। तो मैंने कंटिन्यू रखा ये अपने कमांड में और मैं कमांडिंग ऑफिसर ही था 71 वॉर में और मैंने इसको 72 में इसकी कमांड छोड़ी। ठीक है, थैंक यू। आपका दूसरा क्वेश्चन है व्हाट वर योर थॉट्स एंड फीलिंग्स when you first got the orders to go on patrol in enemy waters? इसका जवाब यह है कि 1971 August I felt the war was coming and also advised by my seniors. I volunteered to go for a war patrol for intelligence purposes. It must be realized that the submarine operates more or less, at least our role is, of enemy waters, of Bombay, of Divhat, of Azikapatam, जैसे गाजी गई थी. So in order to operate there, we have to have intelligence. So it is quite normal practice that you fully load torpedoes and you go off enemy waters. You remain in international waters and you gather intelligence. We are fully armed and in self-defense we can fire also in case. So it's intelligence. So I did about 30 days of war patrol, mostly for intelligence reconnaissance, and I gathered very, very valuable data, how they operate, how they hunt for us, what should I do. And the most vital was the 3 aircraft they were flying anti-submarine there, they were having some exercise. 2 of them, their radar was very good, and third's radar was not very good. So a few months later, when I was trying to escape after having attacked and sunk Khukri, I was having a lot of difficulty in snorkeling, means coming up to shallow depth to charge my battery. So it helped me because that third aircraft with the defective radar was still coming. So during that aircraft time, I would come and snorkel. So a lot of things is this. So later on in November, when I got the orders, it was Ramadan Sharif, and we had anticipated, so did I, that during Ramadan they will not do anything, the Indians will not attack East Pakistan, but as the Ramadan finishes after Eid, they will do. So I was mentally prepared, I wanted to do it, and this was a rare war patrol. As a warrior, I looked forward to it, and I think what end of November, I sailed for Bombay with a dedicated crew, with all torpedoed, armed, not excited, armed, and ready to fire. And at the back of our head, the experience we had gained just about 3-4 months earlier while doing a war patrol. So that is the feeling, and of course, we wanted to perform and deliver for sake of our country and service. Your next question is, how did you and your crew prepare mentally and physically for the mission? The reply is that our training in peacetime prepares us, And to add to that, it was the patrol in August 71 which I did to gather intelligence and reconnaissance. So, with all this information and intelligence, we were well prepared. And that's it. And we were very well prepared with our intelligence. Thank you. Next question is can you describe the exact moment when you detected the Indian warships? The reply is that the area of Bombay where I had done the reconnaissance patrol earlier in August, due to certain leaks, they came to know that the Pakistani submarine is there. So they were avoiding that ship, that area. Yes, I resume. They were avoiding that area. I asked Naval Headquarters to shift north Dewhead, which is south of Gujarat, to that area, and we had very good coordination. They gave me permission because no other submarine was there, and I started to operate, well, I think about 6th December there. Now, there I found that they had anticipated that Daphne type submarine, which is Hangor, does not operate less than 100 meters of water because we safe depth is about 60 meters and 40 meters we must have below the keel for any emergency. So they were keeping in depth 60 meters or so. Also, they were doing some sort of a research, rectangular research. So every time I would chase him up, try to be on the firing line, he would turn away or 90-degree or this way, very difficult. There were two of them. I could only barely see through the periscope their mast and could hear on the sonar their pinging and everything else. So then I took risk. Two things. First of all, the rectangular search they were doing. We have the same books, so rather than wasting a battery, we calculated the type of, and with the help of the books, search they were doing. So then I positioned myself on one of those legs. So rather than facing battery, allow these two ships to come. I'm probably answering you ahead one of your questions. So when these ships came, the one, let's say on the left was Kirpan, and on the right was Khukri. So that's how we detected. And about attacking, I'll cover later. Your next question is what strategy did you use to stay hidden while tracking the enemy? The answer is the water conditions were very good for the surface ships, but very bad for us because sea was absolutely calm like a lake. So any periscope, anything up will be immediately detected. Plus the sonar conditions were very good. So I did not use the periscope at all, only once I think. And I kept on pointing. I mean, rather than broadside, exposing my entire length to their sonar beams, I kept on pointing them so I gave them less area. So I would say in summary that I did not do high speed, I did not use radar, I did not use too much of periscope, and I kept on pointing with a little bit of up up angle so that minimum surface is exposed to their signal. That is the trick I did. Next question is, how did you decide the right time to launch the torpedo? The answer is that actually I launched two torpedoes. First torpedo I launched on Kirpan, exactly how it is written in the textbook. The torpedo left, torpedo started, it ran, it homed towards the target, but it did not explode. Later on, we came to know it's a technical thing. The torpedo ran deeper by about 2 meters and passed under the ship, and therefore, if it ran deeper, there was not enough magnetism to actuate the detonator and the primer. These things happen. Well, you're very right. I was very demoralized. So was my crew because torpedo went. We've done our job. Once it is home, I've done my job. But then I think the wisdom dawned on us. During this time, Khukri were passing on my right or as we on my starboard. So I had to turn high speed towards it to fire it at the back. So I am very grateful and appreciative of my off-room crew who quickly, within about under 2 minutes, advised on my consultation, and we all came, because it's teamwork, we all came to know that we take the risk, turn at high speed and fire at a stun shot, which we did. And my good luck that there is something known as artificial noisemaker, unifoxer. Kukri was not streaming that, otherwise my torpedo will go towards the artificial noisemaker and run there, not hit the ship. But they were doing some experiment and the unifoctor was not on. So torpedo went and exploded under the magazine, which was carrying 60 tons of ammunition because the anti-submarine ship. For me, there was a huge explosion. It broke the back of the Kukri and it sank in less than 120 seconds. They lost about 180 sailors, including 10 officers, and we were very happy. We thanked Allah Ta'ala, God Almighty, having sunk the first ship since Second World War. The record still is there by a submarine action. Thank you. Next question. What emotions did you feel when INS Khukri was hit and sunk? Well, I can sum up. As this is the first time I've heard explosion, it's the first ship being sunk since Second World War. So we were all on action stations. We had not taken food, no water, no tea for hours. As the explosion, huge explosion took place, my chief ERA, God bless him, he is gone, late Shafiq, he left his duty station, came to the ops room and told me in loud voice, "Congratulations, Captain Saab." So I said, "Thank you." And then in the very naval staff, I said, "Get back to your bloody duty." So this was the emotions. Yes, some Allah Akbar, some thank Allah. I also immediately bowed my head in gratitude to Almighty. But then these are very quick actions. And no worry on my head was how to get out, how to escape, which I will cover a little later. Next two questions I will answer in one answer. Questions are: what was the biggest challenge you faced during the mission? And how did you ensure the submarine safe escape after the attack? Well, the biggest challenge was frankly to escape and to bring my submarine and crew safely to Karachi. That was my biggest challenge after this. So, cutting the story short, they all know I was coming towards Karachi. They calculated my mean line of advance, roughly what speed I'll come, and they will draw a circle around datum means, roughly thinking where I am, and start throwing depth charge, north to south, east to west, west to east, like this, and saturate the circle. So 3 days we were depth charge. No, be very frankly, everybody has family, everybody wants to live. This was the most tense period, and they dropped something like 156 depth charges during these 3 days. Naturally, it affects my morale, and when the depth charge comes even 2,000 yards, it shakes you. 1,000 yards, it shakes you, and some fell quite close to about 800 yards, it shakes you. But God's mercy, our gratitude to Almighty, that none came less than about 600-700 yards, but very rare. But when you are subjected to this sort of depth charging for 3 days, no khana, no air conditioning, nothing at all quite tense, then the morale is affected. I'm supposed to act brave. Only then the crew, but the crew had faith in me, and myself and crew had faith in Allah Ta'ala. There were one or two adverse reactions when the depth charge come. As one says, that what is inside you, only you know and Allah Ta'ala knows. And when does it come out? When you are under pressure. So many people you may think very brave, I don't know what. When the pressure comes and the bomb falls and the depth charge falls, then the true self comes. But I'm very proud to say 98, 99% of my ship's company was brave. We had faith in Almighty, we had confidence, and they faced it without food, without water, without tea, without anything, because we were saving our battery. So these three were the biggest challenge. Now I'll continue. When I could not shake off, then as I have learned that you must do something unpredictable. I already had done something unpredictable. They did not expect me to attack them in less than 100-meter waters, and I went into 60 and 65 meters and attacked them. So you have to do these things. So here, they did not expect me to do a mad thing, which I'm going to tell you, which I did. When 3 days I could not knock them off. So I said to myself, I say, what is the least or the last option they expect me to do or not to do? And the answer came that they don't expect me to be stupid and mad to go back towards Bombay. And this is exactly what I did. वो जोक में है कि the bravery is also part of madness. So you have to be a little mad and aggressive to do these things. And when I altered course towards Bombay, I've been told later, a couple of sailors said कि ये कप्तान पागल है, खुद भी मरेगा, हमें ही मरवाएगा. तो कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है, these things happen. So when they didn't expect us, so when I altered course quietly and went back to Bombay, it's like the thief who has committed a theft and you're looking for him and he comes back to your house and hides in your bathroom like that. So this trick worked because I believe luck favors the brave who take calculated risks. So the luck favored me. I put distance between their position and my position. I knocked them off, and then from Bombay I altered course towards Oman and came About 17, 18 December, just from memory, back to Karachi Harbour safely and was greeted by my two daughters, Noshin and Denise, who garlanded me, and of course other dignitaries, including Commander-in-Chief of Pakistan Navy. Very interesting question. Were there any moments when you thought you would not make it back? Yes, during these 3 days, one depth charge attack came very near, about 700 yards, and the next would have been 500 near us. I'll be very honest, मैंने अपनी दुआ पढ़ ली थी जो भी पढ़ते हैं मैंने कहा अब हम जा रहे हैं but God help us after 500 yards or so he did not throw the next step charge. So that's how it is. That is the moment I think I can safely say, me and my crew also, because he was very thing. He started 2,000 yards, then 1,500, then 1,000, then 800, about that, and next would have been 500, but the next one didn't come. Thanks, I bow my head in humility to Almighty, and it didn't come. That was the moment I thought it was the realest that I thought I was going to go. What message would I give to young naval officers today about duty, courage, and leadership? My message is in two parts. Boys, we are a poor country. Our fighting machines have been purchased, whether aircraft, submarines, ships, tanks, with the sweat and toil of our nation. So it is incumbent, it is our duty to safeguard these assets by observing all SOPs, taking no risk in peacetime. In peacetime, you must preserve these assets and also prepare for the war, doing reconnaissance, gathering intelligence. When the war comes, I say only one thing: get out of the box. Wars are not won if you remain in the box. That is for the peacetime. Get out of the box and remember what I have always said. Luck favors the brave who take calculated risk. अल्लाह ने आपकी किस्मत में लिख दिया है, लेकिन उसको पाने के लिए आपको जान मारनी पड़ती है, आपको मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, आपको कोशिश करना पड़ता है. So you take risk and Allah will reward you. If I go back, would you change anything about that mission? My reply is, if I was born again, I will join the submarine service and I will serve in Hangor exactly the same way. I will work on my crew exactly the same way. I will work hard exactly the same way. Having worked hard, I will bow to Almighty and beseech Him, beg Him to reward my hard work. This is exactly what I did. I have not mentioned you that when you work up a crew, they are fully trained, absolutely, and you don't get a target, you can have a near mutiny. So this happened with me. When I was not getting target, there is a frustration in the crew. कि भाई आप इतनी हमें ट्रेनिंग करते हैं, ये करते हैं, टारगेट तो नहीं है, वो बहुत बुरा इफेक्ट होता है. So I have not told many times, but I'll say here that we don't have water and direction of Qibla. Allah Ta'ala says, I'm everywhere. If there's no water, tayammum, niyat saf, that's the way in submarine is. So when I was not getting a target, I was a bit demoralized. So I went to Sajda in front of God. And it's in Urdu. I said this, Ya Allah, मैं अपने आप को धोखा दे सकता हूँ, अपने ऊपर जो है उनको धोखा दे सकता हूँ, अपने नीचे जो है उनको धोखा दे सकता हूँ, लेकिन मेरी हिम्मत नहीं है कि मैं अल्लाह ताला तुम्हें धोखा दे सकूं। तो जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ ये सच है और आप मेरे गवाह हैं कि सच है। मैंने कहा अल्लाह गवाह है कि मैंने बहुत मेहनत की है, मेरे क्रू ने बहुत मेहनत की है, मैंने बहुत की है। तो मैं अल्लाह ताला क्या मांग रहा हूँ आपसे, मैं सिर्फ ये मांग रहा हूँ कि मुझे भी लड़ने का मौका दो और एक टारगेट दे, मुझे लड़ने का मौका दो। क्योंकि मैं मदरसे को पढ़ा हूँ और मेरे दिमाग में हमेशा ये रहा है कि रब्बुल आलमीन है, रब्बुल मुस्लिमीन नहीं है। लेकिन मेहनत करके अल्लाह ताला से मेहनत का फल मांगना बिल्कुल जायज है, मेरा हक है। और मैं तो ये कहूंगा कि अगर आपको थोड़ा मोहब्बत है अल्लाह ताला से, थोड़ी लड़ाई भी कर लेते हैं। तो मैं वाकई अल्लाह ताला से कहा, अब मैं माफी भी मांगी। मैंने कहा अल्लाह ताला मैं क्या मांग रहा हूँ आपसे, मैं कुछ नहीं मांग रहा, यही मांग रहा हूँ कि मुझे मेहनत का फल दे। जो तू मेरा गवाह है कि मैंने मेहनत बहुत की, मेरे क्रू ने मेहनत बहुत की है। तो मेरी आंखों में आंसू आ गए, मैंने दुआ मांगी और मेरी दुआ कबूल हुई। विद इन 24 to 36 आवर्स हमें ये टारगेट मिल गया। अल्लाह ताला ने हमें अपनी मेहनत का फल दिया। जज़ाकल्लाह। Last question. What does PNS Hangor's legacy mean to you personally? For the legacy of Hangor, I'm very proud. Who would not be proud? Having sunk the first warship by a submarine action since Second World War. I get good coverage at my age. Even the Europe publications have given me very good coverage, like a book published and written by Ian Ballantyne. He's a historian. 300 years of submarine service, submarine history. He devoted one full chapter to Hangor. What honor. Also, Warship magazine has covered London very good. Also, ARY has made a documentary telefilm on me. I gave many interviews. I have many fans, absolutely. So I think I'm very proud at this age. What other respect I can have? I'm very grateful to Allah Ta'ala and my family who have stood by me just like a rock. So I feel very proud. And it has proved correct what a palmist told me many years ago, that towards the end of your life, you will have fame. And I didn't understand that time. Now I understand. I go and give lecture at university, at war colleges. I interact with the press, with media. They have a lot of respect and what else I can hope for. Thank you, Pakistan. Thank you, Pakistan Navy. And thank you, the youth who have great love for me. Thank you. For the legacy of Hangor, I'm very proud. Who would not be proud? Having sunk the first warship by a submarine action since Second World War. I get good coverage at my age. Even the Europe publications have given me very good coverage, like a book published and written by Ian Ballantyne. He's a historian. 300 years of submarine service, submarine history.